Hey guys, Coach Nate here to talk about rowing technique and how to become more efficient and make it more of a rest period in your workouts, or just tighten up some energy leaks you may have on this earth. First things first, the setup. When I get my feet into the pedals here, I want the strap to go across just about where my last shoelace is. So that strap's going across the widest part of my foot. That's gonna allow me to have some good ankle flexibility and not be like kind of trapped down as I'm rowing. And then when I grab the handle, I'm gonna grab it to the widest possible grip I can, but without my pinkies falling off of the handle. So I'll go ahead and I'll get myself strapped in. I can tighten down the strap here. Later on when I get out, if I just push the buckle down, kick my foot up, it'll let me slide right out with ease. So if you're getting in and out quickly in the workout, it's an easy way to do it. Press down, kick up, and you are free. First, our catch position. So that's gonna be our starting position when I'm about to start my row stroke. Needs to be very similar to like the setup if we were about to do a deadlift or a power clean. So I've got the handles in my hand, pinkies are not hanging off, and I've got this gap between the seat and my ankles. Newer rowers and beginners, you can make that very easy by not allowing your heels to come up off the pad. More experienced rowers, it's not a fault for the heels to come off a little bit. We just want to make sure that we aren't sliding all the way down, which is opening our hip, and now it's making this like very deep squat, and we're not going to get all the power that we can out of this row, and we're just going to become more inefficient. So newer rowers, keep the heels down. More experienced, it's okay if they're becoming unpacked and coming up a little bit. So our catch position, I've got a gap here. I'm very similar to a deadlift or a power clean. My arms are nice and straight out. They're like ropes. I can take my elbows and just turn them to the floor. That'll help some activation go down the chain into my lat. So when I start the drive, I don't become this fishing rod and be soft in here. So I do want a strong core as I'm driving. That way I'm getting all the energy from my legs, from my hips as possible into my arms, finishing out the pulling. So my catch, a great drill is just hold this and kind of get used to it. Knees are in line with us. They're not peeling out to the side. We're gonna lose some power if they start to go that way as well. So try to keep them in line. Even if you're not getting as long as you like in the front, try not to let them split. My first drive is gonna be my legs. Legs are gonna drive through my midfoot. The knees are gonna finally finish the extension. And then my hip, my torso, is gonna go from about 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Once that happens, the arms are going ahead and finishing out the motion right to about my sternum. Now, if I did a really effective drive, I've got most of my power coming from my legs and my hips. I would say like 60%, 30%. And then the arms are just finishing for about 10%. So you can think of the row as a lower body push, not an upper body pull. So always think push away. And if you have trouble and you tend to want to pull early, you can just think lazy arms and try to almost avoid it and just finish it in the end. Now that my stroke is done, this is another really good position to hold. If you end up leaning too far back, you just go ahead and you kill your abs, you kill your core, and you're not necessarily gaining any more power, just fatiguing yourself more. So holding this spot as well, you should be able to hold pretty comfortable if you're in a good finish. So the front catch hold here and the back here are great drills to do, great warm-ups for the row. On my way back, since my arms did the littlest amount of work, they're gonna go first. My hips are gonna go second, so I'm gonna go nice and slow with the hips, and then the legs are gonna finish being the slowest. A really good cue that you can have as you're rowing once the arms extend is think, I've gotta get my hands in front of my knees. There's our hip opening and closing before I go ahead and bend the legs. That'll kind of keep you in check, making sure that you get into a really strong catch position so you have an efficient and effective second, third, and fourth stroke. Now, as we're rowing, one of the only devices that we get rest as we're moving. So flying in and out quickly doesn't mean you're rowing faster, just means you're burning yourself out more, and you may be working harder than the next guy that's rowing more effective. The ergs reward power, they reward output, so very aggressive, strong stroke out, and then like a 2-to-1 rest back. Take your time coming back, get very aggressive on the out again. A couple really good drills to do just to practice this without getting extra fatigue is do a Tabata. Do 20 seconds on, only focusing on technique, positioning, the recovery, and then a 10-second rest just so you catch your breath so you don't over-fatigue yourself. And from there, start to work it into a workout, whether that's a CrossFit workout or you're just on the erg, putting in some good work. Thanks guys, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, send me a comment, let me know what you would like to see. Thanks for tuning in.